are just outside of Chicago at Ultimate Ninjas Neighborville, where the best in the sport have gathered to make a run at the podium and a final opportunity to qualify for the championships. This is UNX Major 3. Hey everyone, I'm Evan Dollard, and with me, Grant McCartney, the Island Ninja. This is the final stop in our championship series for our athletes to earn points toward the championship. Only the top 8 men and top 8 women will advance to the championship, but a lot of action ahead here in Major 3, starting with the women's division, where our 2 young guns, Maggie Owen and Elena Borges, are back in the mix.
Yes, they've qualified for all 3 majors. Consistency out of these young guns. Rise up, young ones!
And of course, our veteran in the women's division, Jessie Lebrecq, who, with a slow start in Major 1, has really found her groove.
Yes, Jessie Lebrecq in the first major having a little slip up. We're kind of worried, but then come Major 2, she podiums again, ramping her way up now at the highest qualifying position heading into Major 3 finals. She could be gearing up for a championship victory.
And in the men's division, the rematch we've all been waiting for, Daniel Gill versus Drew Dreshel. We haven't seen these two go head-to-head since Major 1.
What a joy it was to watch that first major. Drew Dreshel coming in 3rd place, Daniel Gill 1st place. Now they both skipped Major 2. Drew had a lame excuse like having a baby or something. Step it up, Drew. But now they're both back qualifying in high positions. I cannot wait to see the finals of Major 3.
And an exciting new finalist here in the competition, Adam Rail.
Adam Rail, new to the UNX, but not new to this sport. He has got one of the best track records when it comes to the sport. Now, I'm excited to see his explosiveness and beta when it comes to running this course. You're not going to want to miss these finals.
A lot of action ahead, but first, for more on the course, let's go down to the 3rd member of our team, Marley Caden.
The course today is extremely difficult, guys. Half of our women fell on just the 4th obstacle, the rock wall run. This obstacle is on both the men's and women's courses, but it seems that the smaller the competitor and the smaller their wingspan, the harder it becomes. The women had a much harder time with it than the men did. In addition, we didn't see a single competitor finish the course in the semis. Will we in the finals? Let's get started.
Thanks, Marley. As we take a look at the competition format, we have 10 athletes that have made the finals. They'll be scored on their furthest, fastest time through the course. All scores are the time of the athlete's last obstacle completed. The best run of 2 runs counts, but only the top 5 athletes from 1-1 will advance to run 2. The women are ready to get underway, but first, let's take a look at the course that they'll be squaring off against today. 8 obstacles in a max time of 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And earlier today, Grant and I had a chance to demo 2 of this course's most daunting challenges. This is loaded trapeze, a series of 3 breakaway trapeze. Athletes launch from the mini trap to the first hole. From there, they'll soar through the air to the 2nd trapeze. Build up enough momentum to land on the 3rd for the dismount. Athletes soar through the air all the time. What's tricky about this is that the trapeze are preloaded. So when you hold on, it breaks away and you gotta be ready to go for a ride.
If you remember in the Major 2 course for the men's division, we had the joust. Well, now we have the joust drop. This obstacle is gonna be for the women. As you're moving along here, you hop and you jump your way to the ropes. Now when you get to the rope, you have to lock off to make it underneath them, or else the bar will spin out of your hands. Then we find ourselves at the craziest spot, the drop. You're gonna be hopping the bar, turning it 90 degrees, and then landing in the slack of this rope. If that doesn't pull it loose out of your hands, you're gonna hop your way along to the finish, grabbing the ring and making the dismount. This is gonna be a tough final obstacle for these women.
And our first competitor, Elena Borges.
She is qualified for all 3 majors. She's been on this platform, she knows what's up, and she's gonna do it. I think she's gonna put up some seriously good competition runs here. And now I see that look in her eyes that I've seen before in this major, which is a calm, collected, and focused Elena, and that's actually when she's performed her best.
Nice and easy through the agility steps. Now, Elena in the semifinals had an early exit on the rock wall run, so I know she's trying to get redemption on that obstacle.
Definitely. We saw a couple different betas, but again, these ninjas did not see new betas on how to do that obstacle.
we had the fortunate viewpoint here to see and kind of talk out ways of doing that. Here's that moment of truth, though.
Oh my goodness.
No. She went for that approach, that under pushing up, but you have to keep your chest and your body leaned into the wall. As soon as you start falling back, you slide away from the wall. So notice here, she's got her foot on, but her hip is open away from the wall. Now she leans in, her chest falls back. And that's what causes that hands just to not get grip. And that's the deal breaker.
Yeah. And up next, Maggie Owen.
Maggie Owen representing the Young Guns. Rise up. The crowd here loves them some Maggie Owen. They got, look at all the homies right there. Got the signs. You can do this. You can do amazing things. I love that. She has shown up here and done really awesome before in qualifiers and in major events. Qualified for all 3 majors as well, just like Elena has. So I'm excited to see this run here in the finals.
Nice quick feet through the agility steps. Long extension, easy swings. Off to a strong start.
Mismatched socks. I can appreciate that. Giving the style points. All right, here we go. This is where she fell before. On this rock wall, it's very important how you place yourself. She's got one foot on, one across, makes the grab. Okay, now I will say this second little run grab is twice as hard though. Eyeing it up. Using her left leg in front of me, she's got to sweep that right leg through, and she does. A lot of people have decided whether they want that left or right leg to start there, because if you're dragging your right along the wall, then it knocks if you don't keep it tight. But she had no problem that time. Making it through. This is the first time now getting into the trapeze drop.
Yeah, now eyeing up the loaded trapeze. First time looking at this obstacle. Oh, and she unfortunately comes up short.
Hands look like they got on it. I wonder if it was just fingertips. From our angle, I wasn't sure if she just knocked it loose. They're preloaded. So as soon as you touch it, that magnet's going to release. And if you're not ready to go for the ride, it'll get away from you.
Well, Maggie got the redemption she was looking for on the rock wall run, but will that be enough to qualify top 5? And on the starting platform right now, Caitlin Bergstrom.
She made to Vegas, the national finals of American Ninja Warrior on her rookie year. She is a super strong competitor, likes to go fast. She loves speed courses, so she treats all courses like speed courses, which can be great, but also can cause you to make little slip-ups. I think we saw that when she slipped just that grab on our third obstacle. She's running her way there now. It's really just a simple misgrab can cause that to happen. So when she gets up on this rock wall, it's really going to matter that she makes this grab here. Chalking up her hands, taking a breather. You got to make this grab here, Caitlin. There we go. Run up the wall here. And she makes the second grab.
Nicely done.
Wow. There we go.
That. Made the corrections necessary from the semifinals to now and breaks through that obstacle.
That's great. Getting a big punch here. There you go.
Yeah, now onto loaded trapeze. Each one of those is preloaded, so as soon as she hits it, it breaks away, and you have to be ready for that drop.
Nice job, Caitlin. All right, she's coming through here. Consider herself an astronomy nerd. She does love some astronomy. She's got a lot going on outside of Ninja, but you can find her at Jungle Gym down in Tampa, Florida. I was just down at their local gym for the UNX down there. Her brother, Kayla Berge, baby Berge, the family does Ninja. She's definitely done it with her dad's been on the show, her brother, her other brother. This family does Ninja, and they do it together, so Let's see how she pulls this next obstacle off.
She looks like she's having a tough time sliding.
Oh, she just decides, you know what?
Goodness.
I'll hop to one bungee, which is so tough. Okay, she's got to straighten up here to the UFO. No. She was moving.
She was moving. Interesting technique there. Now the sleeve that covers the bar, it's intended to slide it over. You want to line up those holds typically before you transition to the next one, whereas Caitlin was going diagonally at the next hole.
She just couldn't get it earlier to slide, so she just said, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and hop on over here catching one bungee, which is tough, and then kind of rushing it looked like, to the next UFO, so causing a little bit of a misgrip in the fingers, didn't have a chance to hold on.
And she's standing by with Marley.
So take a breath. It was a great run that you just did there.
Thanks.
You went past where you went into the semis. That wall got you that time, but you went through it so quick.
Yeah, I just want to do a little better than last time and have a little bit more fun on the course, but that was really fun. I'm like really out of breath.
So you told me that you like to make everything a speed course. You like to go so fast that you have to hold your breath. At what point on the course did you start holding your breath today?
I think on the trapeze, I started holding my breath. Every time I took an extra backswing, I was like, oh, should have gone there. Oh, should have gone there. And I was like, I think that's what got me on the next one is I rushed it. I didn't breathe, and I just kind of biffed, I guess. But yeah, that's what got me, I think.
And you have your brother just off to the side here cheering you on. How special is that for you to have your family here?
It makes it so nice. Like right when I'm coming out, he's the first person I'm looking for because I know like that he's cheering for me and that he wants me to do well. And I really want to do well for him because I know my first run wasn't my best. So it's like, come on, I got to do it for Caleb, you know.
Well, you've made it the farthest we've seen so far, so there's still a chance. Maybe we'll see you again in the second round.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Marley. Well, a lot of fun to hear from Caitlin. And to your point, it's a family endeavor with the Bergstroms, and to see Caleb in the audience like that, and that's the first person she's looking for to get that motivation. And it paid off. She got through 2 more obstacles this round as opposed to the semifinals and might qualify top 5.
From the group, it's Anna MacArthur.
And up next, Anna MacArthur.
Anna MacArthur, only 13 years old. I love it because she wasn't even going to compete in the UNX qualifier. Her coach, Brian Beckstrin, was going to go, and she saw on Instagram he was going and said, you know what, I'll go to qualified, made it through the preliminaries, and here she is now in the major finals.
Yeah, what an unbelievable feeling to be 13 years old on the starters platform, no expectation at all going into it, and now you're competing with the best of the best in the sport. And it's certainly no fluke. She earned her spot here. She's so strong, been training for several years in this sport specifically.
This straight on view here gives you an idea of how important it is that when you pull back straight, that these last 2 rings, the last 2 obstacles, the ring and the trapeze, they have 2 points of connection, so they will straighten you up just by how the obstacle swings. If it has 1 point of connection and you get wonky, your whole obstacle could end right there, but you had to waste 2 extra swings to get there. Now it could become a race to a certain obstacle, so we'll see how those extra swings play out. Nice work. Again, you can tell when she's reaching at full extension, she's just barely getting a hold of that hold.
Good correction, decides to go with her right leg for the lead leg. Wow. Matches hands on that first hold.
Anna does a great job of showing you it doesn't have to be a quick run. It can be a slow and controlled, but you have to keep moving. Notice when she took off, she never slowed down. She kept that momentum, but also kept her form into the wall, which allowed her to step through and make it to those holds. Great job. Now, this is important, though. She did not hit the trampoline hard enough last time.
Yeah, she really needs to punch that trampoline, really bury her weight into it and let it send her flying through the air.
Oh my gosh, she makes it. Wow.
Makes it to the 3rd trapeze. All that's left on this obstacle is the dismount, and she has it.
Great job. I liked how her swing throughout there was straightforward. She didn't have to correct or do any turnarounds. Keeping her body and core engaged. Now this is her first time making to this obstacle. The slip and slide. Oh, no.
The mini tramps are wreaking havoc on Anna MacArthur.
Yes, that is it, man. You have got to really ride that tramp. Great composure throughout the course. Didn't seem to get too crazy out of control. Now here she is on the trampoline, doing well to make it through our first trampoline, but on that second one, just needing a little bit more bounce out of it. I think she just shorted that, and it caused her just to come up a little bit short on the grab.
Chanel Arenas with a smile on her face.
Chanel making her appearance in our major twos when we first got to see her, doing a great job qualifying to get there. Coming in here, being our 5th runner, coming in right in the middle of the pack, so doing really well in our prelims to get her positioning.
Nice deep breath, making sure she's focused, got that composure. This is a tough course. We've seen it take out some really talented athletes.
Chanel represent for the young guns, coming on out here. Rise up, young guns.
Nice big backswing there. Right into the spider wall. She seems real relaxed and composed, even with a little bit of the wonky footwork there. She's moving right into the rock wall run, ready to charge after it, and that's that move right there, posting up, getting the pressure from the top of her hands to the bottom of her feet.
We were first to see it out of her to do that, and this is the same position she was in last time, trying to go a little static through this. She was the first to do the under clean, kind of press under. And there's the motion.
I like seeing younger athletes feeling confident enough to make a correction in their form on an obstacle like that.
Yep, it's very important. Oh, man.
Comes up short for a second time on the loaded trapeze.
Yeah, really going to need to crank that trampoline. I know some of these lighter competitors, it is a bit harder to get more height and bounce out of the trampoline. Again, it's not a run and jump off a trampoline like you think. You need to run, pressing and depressing that trampoline down as much as you can, then riding that bounce and then jumping out of what the trampoline gives you. But you're not letting the trampoline give you too much if you don't bounce into it hard enough.
And up next, Mia Lazarevich.
She's been competing in gymnastics since she was young, still competing as an adult gymnast. She says, go Dinosaurs. That's her team. So the Dinosaurs are tuning in right now, representing Go Dinosaurs.
And she has been training in this sport and competing for 7 years.
Yeah, and doing gymnastics for 32 years.
That's a good amount of time.
It is, and it's awesome. I hope that's something where she dives into the different skill sets she's now been comfortable with over the years. We're going to see her hit this course, doing a great job of qualifying in the position she is.
Yeah, we had a chance to catch up with Mia before her run, and she said one of the difficult transitions between this sport and gymnastics is being okay with her body looking a little crooked in the air.
Yep.
With gymnastics, it's such strict form, but in this sport, it doesn't matter. You just need to get it done.
One of the greatest things about this sport is that when you go through an obstacle, if you make it, you make it. And so Mia is now onto our third obstacle. She does have a little bit extra height and reach, so that does play to her advantage. Remembering her favorite gymnast obstacle is the beam, so she's used to balance.
Used to balance, not used to being on a balance beam with a rock wall right up against you.
And welcome to Ninja. Yep, it's taking all these other things and just throwing it right into a weird mix.
Good 180, locks onto that ring and completes the obstacle.
Now with the background in gymnastics, running into this mini tramp should be pretty natural feeling.
Good spring, nice grab.
Yep.
Very comfortably building some momentum. Makes it to the second trapeze, one more to go.
There we go. Little spin around here as long as she kicks straight ahead there. Good.
I like that. She maintained her composure. She spun around backwards, but had enough awareness and skill to get that correction made and finish that obstacle.
Looks like she's going to head into this obstacle with about 1:30 left on the clock. So, but this is where the grip is going to get taxed. Onto the slip and slide. You got to make adjustments on every obstacle, not to mention this first one's a weird sloper. Solid grab. See if you can hop it over.
That's how you do it, sliding that sleeve over on the bar so you can line up to make that transition to the next hanging grip.
Oh, wow. There's a great hop now, but this is very important that she's straight, catching in a straight line with her hands. Very good job.
Nicely done.
Okay, she's got to go under the wood here and reach to the backside. Oh.
Strong run out of Mia Lazarevich.
So Mia using her size to her advantage here. She's reaching around, grabbing on those holds.
Now trying to make the transition from the slip and slide to the mini unstables. All she has to do is reach out and touch that platform. She's got it, but can't hold on.
Congratulations, made it farther than your run in the semis.
It's always the goal.
Always the goal. Now, you got spinning around on that last part of the slip and slide there. What was going through your head when that was happening?
Is that one?
Yes.
Just to get as close to the blocks as possible. Treat it like a wing nut, sideways grab. But I didn't have it in my hands. I hit sideways.
And you told me earlier you really prefer courses that play to your strength. Do you feel, yes, we can see that you're very strong. Do you feel like this course is built for you?
Totally, totally. I love it. All the fast feet stuff, get out of here.
And if you get another chance to run it, how will you approach it differently?
Just try and grab that board. That's all I got.
Well, best of luck to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Marley, as we head back to the start. And up next, Rachel Brown.
Rachel Brown's been fun to watch. I remember watching her qualifier down at Ninja Quest, doing a great job there, making it further than a lot of the ladies were making it. It was a tough course for the women out there, and she's not new to this main stage kind of competition. Different leagues she's been performing, so now I'll see how she links it together here in the finals.
She is chalked up for days. You see all that chalk on her thighs. Is that simply that she can have access to it at any point throughout her run?
Yes, and if you're going to be sprinting like that, you might get a little sweaty, which is interesting. She goes straight to the chalk right there. Really only 2 obstacles down. Usually don't get too chalky doing those 2, but whatever feels comfortable, you know. You want to be out there, and for me, I get really sweaty hands. If I can chalk up, I will. Now with her left leg first, that means she's got to drive that right leg through. She didn't bump the wall or anything, so stayed in close enough. That turnaround grab should not be overlooked. It's easy in a competition if you get too excited not to focus up and make that ring grab. She's doing a great job here. Got to get a good bounce out of this trampoline, though. There you go. I like the little stutter step start back there. Just a little rev the engine as she comes in, catching it right away. Notice this. This view here shows you that she's staying in line. You can turn your hips sideways, and there's where it happens. But as long as you kip straight, you have to turn around, though. There to work. Now get on off there. Okay, good. If she was to take more swings, that could really eat up some grip. It's going to matter here on this slip and slide obstacle.
Yeah, the slip and slide into the mini unstables is such a grip-intensive series of obstacles.
Okay, we've got to get a good bounce out of this. We've seen Anna go down off the bounce. There you go. Overhanded grab, though, on that slope is not easy. Good slide over. Straighten that swing up. One of the things that makes this slip and slide so tough is it's the constant redirecting of motion. Now you got to redirect again. It's at an angle. She needs to get straight on. Catch evenly on both sides. Great grab on the UFO. Now you got to dip underneath and grab to the back. Oh, man. Didn't quite turn sideways. It looked like one hand hit the board first, knocking it out of the way so that the backhand just kind of whiffed the air there as she moved it out of her way. And she comes forward, knocks it with her front hand. Her left knocked it forward. The right hand coming around to the backside, just missing the grab.
Yeah, that's such a tough transition. You need to dip your lead hand under that board very, very fast and then latch on with the other hand, both hands hitting at the same time. And up next, Jordan Carr.
Jordan Carr has been in our majors before. Got our braids dialed in right now. Goodness gracious, way to go. I can appreciate some good hair when I see it, Evan.
It takes good hair to recognize good hair.
So here we go. Really good body control. You can see straight down the line here. Is she staying straight? Which again, because that trapeze bar is got 2 points of contact, it will adjust a bit for you.
Just a buttery smooth transition from the trapeze into the spider wall.
Have no problem on the balance. Now she made it through this rock wall, this wall run before, so we can assume she will again, but you never know. Smart feet here. We saw a lot of missteps on this next step in her preliminaries, but not for her. Great job, Jordan, and a good pace with only 49 seconds off the clock as she dismounts that obstacle.
Yeah, very good pace right now, sizing up the loaded trapeze.
Now we will have a second round of competition, so only the top 5 will be running this course again. So you want to make sure that you're getting to the obstacle you think you can make it to the fastest, or completing for sure to get locked in so you can get another go at this course.
Yeah, Ethan Swanson, our course designer, has put together a diabolical last few obstacles. Basically, from the loaded trapeze on, the obstacles are all grip strength intensive. You're just hanging suspended. You need that endurance. And as we've seen, these are our top female athletes in the UNX Championship Series, and we have yet to see anyone get to the final obstacle here in the women's division.
Yeah, and it's a tough one. The joust drop is rugged.
Good control right off the mini tramp into the switch grip. Building up a swing here. Yeah.
Looks like she grabbed that with confidence, so really making quick moves here. Doesn't seem to be too taxed. Getting a lot of swings, though. But they're controlled swings, so I don't hate it. I think she has a great grip strength, and when you do have good grip, you can take a couple extra swings. But it's really going to matter right here. Now you can skip from 2 boards away from where she's at, but she's in for at least a couple more moves. This next one has to happen.
Yeah, she's got to get it done. She's got to grab on for dear life.
There you
She's
go.
got it.
She can dismount. She charges up. Big swing. One more.
Yes.
Atta girl, Jordan.
Jordan Carr, the first athlete in the women's division to make it through the mini unstables and wasting no time getting right into the joust drop.
Wow, I don't know. That's a tough one to rush into. It looks like the judges told her about some time she had left. She probably thought, I got to move. But that grip is just so taxing right here. She's trying to hop it over. She's got to go up. There you go. Oh, no, this reach right here. Underneath, you got to release one hand. Wow, she almost straight muscles it. Throughout the beginning part of her run, we just saw a lot of fluid motion, good technique. You hear on the run on the wall, staying tuned in, not stepping too far away. Right here, though, you got to release one hand to go underneath, and I think it's just a little too much, peeling out there. But great job, great run out of Jordan.
Let's send it down to Marley.
Such an impressive run from one of our youngest competitors. You are just 13 years old.
Thank you.
You made it as far as we've seen in the finals.
That's awesome. I'm so excited.
So you're a rock climber. Do you think that your impressive grip really helped on this style course? And if so, where?
I think it really did help, especially on the boards, because at that point, it's one of the last obstacles, and you're really tired, and I was just barely holding on, and I think that climbing grip strength really helped.
So you're going to get a second run at this. How will you approach the course differently, particularly this last obstacle?
I'm going to be smoother in the first few obstacles because I'm more confident in them now, and I will save my energy for the last few obstacles.
All right, well, best of luck. We'll see you in a bit.
Thanks so much, Marley. On the starting platform, Olivia Colasano.
Again, a veteran in the UNX at this point, doing amazing in the UNX series. Got that chalk all over the thighs. Big fan of chalk, if you ask me. I'm a big chalk guy. Can't use it in some competitions, but in this, it is allowed. There's chalking points too, but if you already have it on your thighs, you can just give it a quick pat. Even if you're hanging, you can pat your thigh real fast. So, smart move. See if she keeps it straight here. A little wonky, but adjust. Make an adjustment there. Now come straight ahead. That's what you want.
Olivia very composed as an athlete. She's very smooth through a course, very intentional with each one of her moves, and she has the strength and skill to back it up.
Now as we get into these finals, one of the other things that's going to factor is time. Every single extra swing, every second, every breath, every moment you take to relax could eat and take off time you may need later on in the course. I think by the time we get to these finals, it's going to be a really quicker paced course run.
Absolutely. And even right there, so much control on every move through the rock wall run. There was actually no running in her rock wall run.
Yeah. That just shows good control. She knows her body, knows how to stay close to the wall. That's how you link it. And yes, there we go. We've seen our first link of the loaded trapeze. She was able to actually short herself on the second one, allowing it to fall straight away and whip right out of it. Not able to connect the third one to dismount, but still, that saves an extra swing, which saves grip and time.
Yeah, she made it look effortless, but that is a high-level skill to be able to link those in competition like that.
It also shows confidence, something she's said, you know what, I'm going to get out here, I'm going to do this move, and did a great job. Now it's time to square up and catch evenly here on the UFO.
And as you mentioned earlier, as we get further into this competition, it is going to be about efficiency, especially in the back half of this course where all the obstacles are suspended and grip strength intensive.
Olivia is doing a great job kicking on her front swing, but not as much on that back swing. Your forward swing is just as important as your back swing. You need to kick both strongly, but she's making it work for her. She could do a little bit stronger back swing to get out of there sooner.
Ooh, a few extra swings here.
There you go. It's great, but time wasted is energy wasted on your hands. Doing a great job, though. That is no feat to overlook. Getting through those, the slip and slide and the mini unstables. It's a lot of grip off the, right there, heading into one more super heavy grip-based obstacle. But she is catching her breath here. Looks like she's got about 30 seconds left. Little hops. Nice. You can see how slick that track is. Now think about how much that, making a quick move. There you go.
Wow.
Now comes the big drop. She's gonna have to turn, and she does. Adjust. She needs to get over.
Oh my goodness.
Gosh, does the hard work and just taxes out. Now she's coming under these unstable bridges, doing an awesome job getting the grab, but also using a little bit of, she could have been kicking in her backswing a little bit more so she didn't take as many swings here. As her grip taxed out on the joust drop, she might have saved some energy here that she could have used there. She will definitely be getting another run though at this course. With that kind of pace and that distance in the course, she'll definitely be in our top 5.
And here's perennial powerhouse Jessie Labret, ready to take her run. We caught up with Jessie at the start of the UNX season to learn a little bit about what makes her a success.
When it comes to before Ninja Comps or the UNX competition, I would say my biggest ritual is trying to eat something. That's always a little bit difficult. And then really dialing in the course, thinking about every move that I'm gonna be making, every step, every hand placement. I feel like it's so easy to make a mistake and just be really disappointed and just think about it for so long. And I would much rather burn out and fail the course or fall than make a silly mistake.
Jessie having a slip up in our first major, but then really just gaining momentum since then. Major 2, getting a podium position, 2nd place, and now in our major 3, being our #1 qualifier position. I'm excited to see this run.
Jessie was the only athlete in our semifinals to make it to the joust drop. And that one took her out, so I know that she wants to get through that obstacle, obviously the rest of this course, and be the first female competitor to hit that buzzer.
Whoa, a little bit of an ankle roll there. She's okay, but just hitting that Bosu ball, she kind of, I don't know if that bothered her ankle or not. Smart step through, keeping her body close to the wall. That shows her rock climbing ability. She's an awesome rock climber. Climb with her and know that she knows different techniques, especially keeping her body position close to the wall. Nice job. Doesn't have a problem with the trampoline. Now she's seen these obstacles before, so she knows what she needs to do. If anything, she could short those next time to save herself some swings. She could try to link them. I'm just thinking ahead here, as I do think that she's going to keep putting this together and have another run at it. Top 5 competitors will go on to do this finals course again. Now this is the grip-based obstacle that is probably most taxing, so you really want to be efficient.
Now, how difficult is it? These 3 holds in a row. You got the PC pipe into the bungees and then the UFO, each one of them a different grip and a different style.
Flex, low, breath.
Yes, and they all have to be in line to make them work. Very light, very smooth transition to that UFO. I like how strong attacking her grip was, wrapping it around the unstable bridges. One more grab is necessary before she can dismount.
Yeah, this is
There you go.
really where you have to grit your way through it.
You can see those knees not driving as high as they were before. She's starting to feel it.
Goes for the dismount. Did she get it? It's enough. And she has made it through the mini unstables. One more obstacle to go, and still a full minute on the clock.
Take your breath here. Jessie is our last female to run the course. Will she be our first female to finish the course?
I like this. No need to rush it. 45 seconds is more than enough time to complete this obstacle.
Figuring it out. Needs to get that switch grip. There we go. All right, here's the big move. You got to lock off a little bit to get underneath, and no! Just not enough left in the tank. If you pull up in that motion, it could save you a little bit. She was fully extended as she tried to reach through the rope. Right here, though, doing great job attacking these mini unstable bridges. So really just working her way through, gritting Now right here, arms are fully extended as she reaches under, and that's what causes that right arm to peel out. If you were to jump up or bend your arm a little bit, it gives you a little time to grab that other hand off.
Taking a look at our top 5 women that will get one more shot through this Major 3 course. Leading the pack, Jessie Lebrecht. And just 12 seconds behind her, also falling on the joust drop, is Olivia Colasano. But it's such a strong lineup here heading into run 2 that it's still anybody's game.
I love seeing Mia Lazarevich just sneaking her way in there. These women have seen this course twice before, so they're going to come into it with a little extra moves, maybe even something we haven't seen before. I'm excited to see the final and how crazy they go.
So the lineup for women's run 2 is locked. But up next, the men will take their first run of the finals. Marley Caden is standing by with a report from the course.
Course designer Ethan Swanson has stepped up his game for Major 3 as much as our competitors have. Much like the women, none of our men finished the course during the semifinals. They all seemed to sail through the first half of the course, but once we got to obstacle 6, the sea of poles, they started dropping one by one. From there, they went to through the fence, and we only saw 2 competitors go beyond that point. Drew Dreschel and Caden Lebsack. They both made it to the cane launches, but neither was able to hook both canes. Will they be able to in the finals, or will someone come from behind and knock them from the top spots? We'll find out soon. The men's Major 3 final starts right now.
Thanks, Marley. Before the men get underway, let's take a look at their course for the finals.
That's right, it's 8 obstacles with a max time of 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Before the finals, Evan and I got our hands on 2 of the toughest obstacles that are sure to be the difference makers today.
This is the boot scoot. Now, normally when we get to an obstacle and we see rings, it's a good positive grab, but not when it's at your waist height. When you're swinging, you're gonna wanna be touching that ground, but as you release to your first lâché bar, it doesn't give you much of a break before you're thrown to another ring. As you swing through these long and low swings, you're gonna try not to scoot your boot. Keep moving to your final lâché bar. This third ring has an even shorter rope on it, meaning you gotta adjust faster, swing quicker as you make it to your final dismount right here at the end. This one's not gonna be easy for the big boys.
And this is Sea of Poles. Athletes start on the mini tramp and launch at this first vertical pole. From there, they can use their hands or their feet to transition to the next set of poles, which is significantly shorter. They'll build up momentum with a swing and launch themselves at this vertical pole, again, latching on with their hands and their feet. They'll then transition again, diagonally, to another set of smaller poles, using both hands to swing and make one final move to this last vertical pole. Once they reach out and grab the ring and secure that hold, they've completed the obstacle. This is a full send if I've ever seen one, but with that level of commitment comes a lot of momentum. So you want to make sure that you get a foot out in front of you because you want to absorb that impact with at least 3, even 4 points of contact.
And up first, Michael Torres.
Torres doing a great job throughout the UNX series, placing in majors, doing a great job competing through in qualifiers and majors themselves. He's going to be the first one up for the men in this finals division. I know he's feeling a little bit of nerves, but he's a super strong athlete. You can see there he's got some suction done on his shoulders just recently, so muscles might be a little bit sore heading into this.
Michael Torres hails from Chicago, hometown hero here at Ultimate Ninjas Naperville. Nicely done. He was locked off even through those first few obstacles.
Michael Torres feels better locked off. That man has got so much strength. I think he feels controlled when he's got a good lock off going. Skipping that first foothold, he's getting into his zone here. I like seeing that.
My.
Everyone else is worried. He isn't worried. I think that having a little bit of a scare there even is actually going to start up his engines.
He was fully laid back, holding onto that wall with one hand, and that's not a deep hold there.
Wow, every time I see the boot scoot happen, it is such a difficult obstacle to get those legs quickly transition from beneath you to above you, and Michael making it look super simple. Notice your legs are on the ground, then you turn quickly to throw them behind you and then above your head. The technique-based obstacle that really matters. 1:11 off the clock. Still has plenty of time on the course, but also has plenty of more grip strength obstacles ahead of him.
Starting with the sea of poles.
Now Torres before got kind of excited, I think, and saw the beta of skipping and went for it. Now he's kind of shored up his vision, going the way the course was meant to be designed.
Yeah, nice absorption, getting his feet on that pole first, absorbing the impact, and then grabbing with his hands so that he ends up with all 4 points of contact and effortlessly reaches that ring and finishes the obstacle.
Now's where you got to have some lock-off strength, which Torres does. He's matching here, showing that he's got probably a little bit of tired grip going. Okay, right, making it underneath there. It really matters. He's low grabbing on that, though. Is he going to dismount? Get both hands out of there and lower yourself out before you dismount. Wow, Torres, great flexibility and quickness to get his hands out, not getting caught up in the net. He could do it, man. He could put it all together right here. First to go, first to complete. Now he has a full minute. I hope he uses some of this minute here. I know he's worried about moving on, but really, even if you're the first to go, top 5 move on. You want to go quick, but you've got to complete this obstacle. He's done a great job to get here. He's done his fast work. Doing a good job taking a breather.
Yeah, 2 big moves here on the cane launches, and that's the first of them.
Here we go.
Now he needs to transition, do a 180, remove the cane, lock it in.
Oh my gosh, he's still holding on. Get off of there, come on.
Does he have enough left in the tank to build a swing and make the dismount? He's got it!
Michael Torres, first to complete it. Coming through with so much strength, he breaks the buzzer. Wow, that's gotta feel great.
Now that is how you start a men's final competition. He's the first athlete to hit a buzzer today.
Wow, this is where he almost slips off and the one hand pinches that. He tucked his thumb in there to get a little extra grip out of that small hold. Now dismounting early here, building up swing. He had enough strength in there to match hands on that nunchuck, which is a big one too, not easy to hold on to. This right here though, the fact that he made this swing and held through this drop right here is unbelievable. Right there, so much force. It's preloaded. So that gives you even more drop, and he just gritted his way through it, built swing back up. Amazing job.
Let's send it down to Marley.
Our first competitor of the day to hit the buzzer, male or female. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Huge improvement from my last run. One close call on the rock wall. Scared me a little bit, but made me laugh kinda. Eased my nerves, and after that, I was just sticking to the game plan.
So you took a big break before the cane launches. Big break. You were shaking out. What was going through your head while you were doing that?
Well, I knew I had a minute left to finish the course. I knew this obstacle wouldn't take a minute, so I wanted to be sure that I absolutely had enough in the tank to finish, and there was nothing to lose so long as I finished the course, right?
Absolutely, and you finished. Yeah. So you've competed in all 3 majors now. You've placed in the top 10, been in the finals in every one, but you haven't made the podium. Is today the day?
Today's the day. 3rd time's the charm. Let's go.
3rd time's the charm. I love it. Congratulations on being our first finisher.
Thank you.
Wow, what a run. What a run. I am sorry to everyone who's hooked up to my mic that I yelled into. I wanted Torres to make that. I wanted him to be your first one. Hershey in his arms here. His fiance there, Sarah, waiting for him. Big hugs, big love there.
And up next, Lucas Reale.
Lucas is hitting the stage here. This is his first UNX major. 21 years old himself, coming in from Kingston. Now, he said when we were chatting with him that he is excited to actually compete against these young guns. More than he is excited to go against Drew Dreschel or Daniel Gill or Adam Rail. He's actually pumped to go against this next generation. They're doing an amazing job coming on up, now showing off in this UNX series.
it's hard to imagine at 21 years of age, he's looking already at the next generation because he himself is so young and he is an exceptional athlete, no question about it.
Lucas here running up this wall, making light work of it. Something new he decided to start doing is chalking up his forearms. We chatted with him about that. I'm a big fan of chalk. That way it doesn't sweat down into your palms, something climbers do. And also that thigh pat right there. The athletes here will take away from other sports like climbing and learn some techniques there. Now this technique it takes to make this boot scoot work. Wow, he was so close to the ground there. The technique it takes to do that, you're not going to pull away from anywhere but Ninja. I don't know anywhere else you're going to do that move.
Pretty quick pace so far, and I love how he leapt up onto that first pole, already getting those 4 points of contact, and now launching at that. Nice. Getting those feet out ahead of him, hitting the bar first, absorbing the impact.
Wow, very smooth. Taking a breather here, he knows that this grip is very necessary. These next set of obstacles, you have to place your hands smooth, controlled, almost like reaching into the net to get around to where you want to hold. The net kind of blocks you from being able to match as easily as you want to. Right there. Again, he would rather have his right hand there. Oh.
Goes for the match and slips right off.
Yes. Heading into that hold, though, he's reaching out across his body to that one. If he would have reached with his left arm to that hold, look at how low, though, here he goes on these swings. Swinging backwards, dipping, I mean, literally an inch, maybe not even that, to the ground. Now here, if he was to reach forward and stay open with his left arm to that hole, but he reached with his right first, meaning he had to cross over to get to the next one. I think that could have helped him out a bit. Still a great run.
And heading to the platform right now, Johnny Wilder.
Johnny Wilder considers himself a struggling college student, but has done amazing when it comes to the sport he's doing right now. National championship in 2017 for the National Ninja League. But one of the most amazing feats I heard about him is not his 210-pound pull-up he can do, but it's the fact he ate 5 cans or 5 sleeves of Pringles in one sitting.
That's powerful.
And 2 of them were pizza flavored. Do you know how tough that's to do? You know how much seasoning that is?
Yeah, that takes a lot of endurance.
My stomach's upset thinking about it. And I love pizza. This man's got talents in eating, but also talents in this sport, and I want to see it go down.
No kidding. Those Pringles went straight to his biceps, I'll tell you that much. This guy is strong.
Holy smokes. It looks like he's got those 5 packs of Pringles stacked in his bicep right now. I guess it's also true what they say. Once you pop, you can't stop, you know? Anyways, moving on. He is flying through this spider jump. Coming around into the balance. Choosing to chalk up. Always an interesting move to see that. I love chalk, but I still don't know I would need chalk that soon. You just want to feel comfortable. But, man, he looks comfortable out here. Literally running through this wall.
Yeah, I don't want to say haphazard, but there's certainly, it's more commitment. He's going big. If you slip, that's it. He's not worried about control on those moves.
I cannot believe he's gibboning that when he's going with one arm to reach out. That's such a dangerous move. He could still work it back up.
He did hit the ground. Are they considering that incidental contact because he held on to the ring? They're going to let him continue on?
I mean, even if he does continue on, to reset this is almost impossible. But it's not impossible completely as he's figuring his way. Oh, my goodness. What? You know how much work that takes to do that move? He has got to be taxed, though. Wow. So the boot scoot, getting down there, definitely not just scooting his boot, but dragging it across the ground, killing his swing, had to rebuild while taxing his grip like that. So much core work. You know he's got to be tired. But sometimes ninjas like to get in that position, and that actually fires them up to get going. Like we just saw Michael Torres making a slip up. it started up his engines, and he was our first to complete.
Oh, misses his feet there on the transition, but he is saving that move as well.
He's actually not using his feet there. He's not using the sticky part. That's actually something that could have helped him out. He was grabbing with the top of his shoe. But man, you got to be a little scrambled after all that work he put in there on the boot scoot.
Yeah, that's a lot of fatigue, and it is disorienting because as he's building up that swing, he's also virtually upside down, just trying to take multiple swings, that pendulum so close to the ground.
Look at him. He's literally on the ground, and he's having to hang backwards and then just kick upwards when he gets to the far end of the pendulum. Right now, and then swinging, tucking back again, kick up. Unbelievable. That is so tough to do. Here on these two smaller poles of our sea of poles, looking like he's going to throw a new beta here. He decides to throw straight across, just missing it though, because you're throwing from one side offset to landing in two offset poles as well. That's a tough way to go about that. Trying out new beta though.
Well, that recovery might be the highlight reel recovery from this event.
But will that be enough to get him in the top 5 to make it into the second round of the finals?
Up next is Kyle Soderman, winner of UNX Major 2 and a force throughout the season of qualifiers. And as anyone who meets him will notice, Kyle stands out for his personality as much as his prowess on the course.
I play a lot of What Are the Odds, which is why I have blonde hair right now. It's not the best, but you know, it be what it be. Today I actually warmed up by drinking some water out of a dog bowl. So that's me, I'm Kyle Soderman. We out here live.
Kyle is looking focused. There it is. I love seeing he gets that hype out there. The nerves, you can shake them loose by just getting a little hop, jump, little yell. You'll see him when he's trying out there. You know that he's in the zone when he gets a little grunt going, and he makes it. It's not that little full-time effort. Sometimes he needs a little extra grunt, you know, let him know. I'm doing this, let's go. Come through the balance, a huge leap there, but didn't look like it was a problem for him. All right, Kyle. I got a great run here, only 50 seconds off the clock. Now as a bigger ninja though, you gotta stay up here. Keep that body off the ground. As soon as possible, get your legs overhead and kip out to the next one. Wow, made it look easy for the big man. Wow, he's just literally like lacheting off of the ring. A little pop right there, that knee drive. Awesome job.
It's such a quick move that it's hard to tell, but when you make that transition, you have one hand on the bar and one hand on the ring. Once you release that backhand from the bar, you really need to get it to the ring quickly in order to throw your legs over your head to make that swing and then release to grab the next bar. It is so technical and so fast.
But Kyle making it look easy. Here, we've seen him take a different approach in his first round of doing this. He was just diving into those and just taking it. He said he didn't want to worry about having to grab those smaller little C poles up there. He could slip up, so he says, we're going to stick to these big ones, but not even using his legs. Now, you know, I've seen Soderman take all kinds of slams. He's built for impact. He's not really worried about that. You just want to make sure he stays on these obstacles, and you know he really did cut out some extra time on his hands that he can use that grip now. He's locking off there. Notice that arm was bent as he moved through it. There it is, locked off again. A little grunt because he's trying. He's putting the work out in here. Pull those hands out of the net. Attaboy. That's one of my favorite things I like to see out of Kyle. Being a bigger athlete, as he dismounts, he's still able to keep his body in control. Where you put your body, where your chest goes, kind of decides where your body's going to end up. If you fall backwards, it's usually due to the fact that you lean backwards or you fall to the side where your chest goes. So he's always able to stay in control.
Little bit of a mix-up there with the judges. He took a couple of steps past the starting platform, and I think they were wondering whether or not that was a DQ, but they're going to let him continue on. But now Kyle, twice having a difficult time releasing that cane, and gets it on the third try. But the time runs out anyway. I'm being told that Kyle Soderman is disqualified, and it looks like it had something to do with the sea of poles. Let's take a look.
Yeah, here he is on the sea of poles, doing that really brave move to just jump and dive to the next pole, slamming into it. But on the second one, slams into the truss. Now, is that still incidental at that point? But he's hitting it hard enough to use it to his advantage. It's a subjective call. That is something we do have in Ninja here. The judges are on top of it. They made that decision.
And up next, Sam Folsom.
Sam Folsom, keeping it khaki out there. You know how I love the khaki. Today's been a day of khaki.
Hashtag keeping it khaki.
Keeping it khaki. You know, where do you find khaki-colored sweatpants? Evan, do you know?
I don't.
You know who knows?
Sam Folsom.
Sam does.
Yeah.
After this, me and him have a personal conversation.
Nice strides through the agility steps. Skipping the rope.
Yeah, but see how it causes his body to swing a little bit more? He saves it, which is great. It is a little bit of, whoa, good fight, good fight. Now, again, the difference is where your arms are placed. If your arms are placed below your shoulders, you can use your arms to help you. If they're up near your head, then they don't give you much purchase you can push out of. He quickly fixed that positioning, got it below his shoulders, ran through the balance.
Oh!
And now,
by one hand.
And that hand was peeling open.
Goodness.
Sam is a little bit all over the place, but he knows it. Now's your time to reset, Sam. There you go. Attaboy. Feet high here. Great job, man. These guys got such great flexibility.
Great flexibility, great form, making it through the scoot your boot really quickly, regaining his composure after that slip on the rock wall run, and he's right back in it.
Yeah, and only 1:10 off the clock. Your ability to adjust on the course is one of the greatest attributes that is not recognized as often as it should be. The ability to flinch, react, adjust in the moment is one of the highest ranking qualities of a ninja as an athlete.
Yeah, every one of these athletes, they have a game plan going into it, right? But you cannot anticipate every different variable or movement or something that would happen with an apparatus or how you approach it. And if you can make those quick adjustments, you're going to be more successful. Look at that. No feet absorbing the impact. He grabs with two hands and does a complete 360 around that pole.
Which is really cool to watch, but did it tax his grip? Right here, we're going to find out. Looks like we just found out the hard way. You know, he's flying through those sea of poles. A lot of grip is used, though, when you don't use your feet. And then as soon as he tries to lock off on that one nunchuck, and it's just not enough to make it to the next hold. Now, if that net wasn't there, yes, easy grab every time. But that's the reason why the fence is there.
Well, phenomenal run out of Sam Folsom. High-fiving the fans on his way out. We'll see if that's enough to make top 5 for another shot at this course. And marching up to the starting platform now, Adam Rail.
You know what I can appreciate about Adam Rail? Is it his muscles? Yes. Is it his nicely cut hair? Also yes. But most of all, it's the tights. You know what it takes to run in tights? It takes a man like Adam Rail to do so.
Confidence.
Yeah, I love it. Gymnastics background. He's used to wearing a little bit of pants that are tight, you know. Not sure what they call them in gymnastics. I'm not a gymnast myself, but I sure like how he puts it together in them.
This is Adam's first trip to a major in our UNX Championship Series. Little
banging it in there. Let's go, dude. This man came to play. Did a little hop step again. Love seeing that. Where he just doubles down on the right foot.
Yep, did the same move in the semifinals. Now, Adam Rail is so powerful. He's got agility and upper body strength. He puts together some insane beta that a lot of athletes just can't even imagine.
Yes, one of his great strengths is actually thinking up different betas, but he has the strength to go with it, the explosiveness.
He's going to chalk up one more time before the boot scoot.
Might be feeling it, maybe even got a little flash pump there, I'm not sure, but I love here his technique of grabbing on the top side of the ring. No one else has done that. Again, that's the beta stuff we're talking about, the moves that people aren't thinking about. Wow, showing off that flexibility from the gymnastics background. Not a problem for him at all.
He looked like he was going over that last bar like a high jumper.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
He's taking another break here. It looks like he really wants to get a completion.
Yeah, I think he wants to get hands on all the obstacles. It's a smart play. He's got 2 full minutes left. If he sees all the obstacles, he gets to touch them all. He's going to get another run, and he can really go for broke. So it can be a really smart play here to make sure that he takes a good rest before he gets into the sea of poles. Now, what beta will he use on them? That's what's got me curious. Ooh. Feet slipped, but that's all right.
Nice. Did a much better job with that second transition, locking it in, making sure the feet didn't slip.
Ooh, almost reached to the backside of that fence. Very important that you go up the right gap. You gonna try dismounting here again?
Dismount.
Oh my.
Ooh,
wow.
He got it.
Threading the needle and still dismounting.
If I saw that correctly, his hands were through 2 different parts of the fence,
You
of
saw
the net.
correctly.
My goodness.
Yep.
And now, about 50 seconds to go.
Adam has definitely got to be thinking about the next round of competition, knowing that he takes his time here, he's going to get on all the obstacles, he's going to be one of the top 5 to move on. He really wants to complete it here, though. So he's getting a rest with 30 seconds to go.
Oh, no.
That is frustrating, I know, for him. We'd love to see that at least go in so he can get an idea how it feels.
An impressive run out of Adam. Give him a big round of applause.
Great flexibility out of Adam there. See, every time he goes to swing through here, being able to lay all the way back, great hip opening flexibility. Now he said his accuracy here, just missing outside of the ring. Again, that's inches from making it in there. Accuracy just a little bit off, but still an amazing run.
Let's go down to Marley, who's standing by with Adam Rail.
A big finish and a tough fall there at the end. The cane just missed.
Yeah, I mean, certainly pumped a little bit. I think on a course like this, you'd have to be legendarily strong to expect to not have pump at that point. So certainly a little bit fatigued. Yeah, just accuracy, yeah.
You just flew through the first half of the course. You were moving so fast. You made everything look so effortless. At what point, since we couldn't tell, was it hard for you?
You couldn't tell. I feel like I was looking pretty sloppy towards the end, but yeah, the first half felt pretty fluid, but it was a tactical approach. I mean, the way the competition's been progressing, I kind of wanted to, to play it paced, a little bit cautiously. So I knew I could get through the first half before the pump would start to build, and then two or three obstacles from the last obstacle, the pump started to hit. I expected it would, and I mean, sometimes it's mental more than it is physical. So I think had I not been inaccurate, I think would have gone according to plan.
If you get another shot at those canes,
yeah,
what will we do differently?
Land it.
Land it. I like it. Confident, assertive, short and sweet. Well, best of luck to you. Maybe we'll see you in the finals.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Marley. Heading to the starting platform, Jay Lewis.
Jay Lewis at 15 years old. Qualified third at Real Life Ninja Academy, earning himself a place in the major. Now he finds himself in the finals.
First appearance in the UNX major here at Major 3. Trains with Drew Dreschel. He's been coached by Drew for 4.5 years.
Let's see if we can't pick out some of the style teaching from Drew. He doesn't have headphones in, doesn't have cargo pants on, but he's got some techniques up his sleeves, I know.
Wow, moving so quick and so calm and relaxed for a competitor of his age.
Nice. Not wasting any time.
Wow.
That obstacle is tough.
It's tough, and he's making it look so easy, like deceptively easy. Look at him sizing it up. One more to go. He's not even kicking his feet all the way back behind his head like we see other competitors do.
Yes, and if you are a little bit shorter in stature, that can be possible. He's able to lock his arms a little past the 90 degree and hold himself up without having to lean all the way backwards. Again, in this sport, you can have advantage by being taller, or you can have advantage by being shorter. You can have advantage by being heavier or lighter.
Oh!
Oh, no.
Goodness gracious. It looks like he might have rushed that transition, kind of went at it blind, did that 180 in the air, had both hands, one hand on each one of those poles, but it wasn't enough to hold on.
Yeah, and also, that's kind of not what you want. He didn't want to be facing that way. He would have to turn all the way around if he would have made that grab. So it's an interesting move. I'm not sure what he was thinking there. I think he was just trying to move quickly, but he found himself actually facing the wrong direction too as he made that jump turnaround.
Well, Jay Lewis shaking his head a little bit there, obviously wanting more out of his own run, but still such an impressive performance out of our 15-year-old. And now a man who needs no introduction, Daniel Gill. Daniel, our first place finisher in Major 1. Missed Major 2. And now he's looking to reclaim the podium and the top spot here in Major number 3 and earn points toward the championship.
Daniel Gill yawning at the starting line. 2 yawns. He's just kind of like, you know what? Yeah, here we go. I'll just run one of the hardest courses we've got in a fast time.
Yeah, he might be a little too relaxed. Borderline sleepy.
We'll see. Hopefully when he gets in these obstacles, it wakes him up.
Or he's just that good.
He can literally do it in his sleep. Still yawning as he went through the spider there. He's having a bit of a yawn fit right now. If that's a thing.
It is now.
Daniel Gill inventing the yawn fit as he's going through the obstacles. Half asleep here.
I mean, as long as he's getting the oxygen it takes to make his way through this course.
Another yawn.
Ooh, good
Great kip.
reach.
There's this big kip out of there that allowed it to hop to that lache bar. Pulls it off yet again. One final time. And there's the yawn again. Almost between every obstacle, he's yawning. I wonder if at this point it's an approach to get more oxygen.
Yeah. Well, to ask him about that, if it's a breathing method, if it's something the part of the strategy, if he's trying to pop his ear or something's bothering him, but it is unusual to see him doing that every step of this course. Boy, a lot of control in that first transition. And nice leading with the feet, absorbing the impact, getting 4 points of contact. And this allows him to be so efficient when he's gripping that pole with his feet. He can rest a little bit, shake it out, and be ready for this next grip-intensive obstacle.
One of the smoothest to do it. Now grabs early there. He's one gate. Okay, we've seen a match here can work if you want to hop off from here. Remove those hands. Oh, no. Man. There he is yawning at the starting line. We've got to talk to him about the yawn. 2 yawns to start us out. And on this dismount, falling backwards again because as he removed his hands from the fence, they got caught up a bit, pulling his arms backwards, then his chest followed, and then he landed on his feet, but those were both behind him, causing him to fall backwards. That is tough. Daniel's still yawning his way through here. I'd love to find out what's going on.
Let's send it down to Marley.
I see you walking yourself through that last obstacle mentally. Talk to us out loud. What's going on in your head?
Well, you know, I had a plan going into it. Didn't get to execute that plan the first time around. So I didn't get to touch the last 2 nunchucks to see quite how the dismount would feel. So when I got it there this time, I was like, okay, great. Now I can execute the plan that I had. Should have taken one more swing. I thought I could power through it a little bit more easily. Should have just fallen forward. It happens, it happens.
Just didn't get your feet far enough onto
Correct.
that landing pad. All right, so if we do it again, one more swing?
Yes, or a lot more power in that one swing.
So let's talk about when you were coming up. We have so many kids here today watching, clearly all fans of yours. What does it feel like to know that you're a role model for the next generation of ninja?
Oh, it's incredible. It's incredible. I mean, I want to have a bunch of kids someday. So every action that I make on television, on the any other things that I do, and including here, I notice that people are watching, and I want to do my best. I want to show people how to win successfully, but also how to lose gracefully and get back up. Because in life, you will face obstacles, you will get knocked down, you will fall and fail, but you got to get back up quickly.
A good message, and the community is lucky to have you. And maybe you'll be lucky and we'll get to see you take on through the fence again in round 2. Hopefully so.
Thanks.
And here is our leaderboard right now. Sam Folsom is on the brink. Michael Torres holding down the top spot, followed by Adam Rail. Michael Torres finishing the course, the only one so far. That feat is not to be overlooked. He did it so early in the competition, I almost forgot about it. What an amazing job.
We have 2 more athletes to take on this course, and they are powerhouses. Up first, Drew Dreschel.
Sam Folsom is going to be first on the bubble. Depending on how Drew does here, would decide whether he stays in. The next would be Lucas. If Caden comes in and does a great job too, better than both of those, they would be bumped. The question of the hour, Evan, is what are in Drew Dreschel's cargo pants? There's so much that could be in there, you know?
So much.
So many pockets.
Yeah.
Is there beta in there? I think so. Too much?
Beta in the pockets.
Yep.
I love it.
Honestly, there could be some pacifiers and diapers at this point. A new father, Drew Dreschel, skipping the rope.
Ooh,
wow, his feet are sliding.
No purchase on the feet.
He's not worried about it, though. He almost like wants to prove a point because they weren't sliding. I like that in Drew's personality. When something isn't like as fluid as he wanted to do, he just presses into obstacles and goes harder because he's like, you know what? This isn't throwing me off, especially when the crowd gets behind him and is like thinking he's falling. He's like, no, I'm going to show you I'm not. Drew's an amazing talent, but also a showman.
Very smooth on that first move in the boot scoot. A lot of flexibility, getting those legs
Perfect
way
technique.
above his head.
Very smooth technique and flying to get here to this next obstacle at the Sea of Poles. Matching. What is he going for here? Watch your head, Drew.
What
watch your
is
head.
the transition? Wow.
Oh my goodness. Why?
And to the ring.
Is he just showing off? What is he doing?
Interesting. He went back to that last pole. Looked like he was just trying to correct his swing, but he's still going a little sideways here, a little bit of an elliptical motion. And it's so hard to make corrections.
Wow, he's skipping. He's moving like crazy. Get off of there, Drew. Oh my goodness, that made me nervous. Wow, has plenty of time. Literally could take a nap right now and then hit this with just tons of rest. But knowing Drew, he's not gonna only just want to finish. He doesn't know if anyone else is finished or not, so he probably just wants to push the pace to see how fast he can finish this course.
Those were big, powerful moves, but not necessarily the most efficient. Locks in the cane, though.
This hop right here is what matters.
Big swing, releases, locks it in again.
Come on.
Corrects that grip, gets a little bit higher up on that cane. He's just got to grit down, make that dismount. He's got it. And he hits the buzzer, our second finisher here at the Major 3 Finals. Drew Drechsel throwing down the gauntlet on his first run. That might be fast enough where he will not need to take his second run.
Gritting his way through the start of this course, sliding, and the crowd really thinking he's going to fall. I think that actually boosted his engines as Drew just turned on from there, trying even some new beta, some crazier moves. He trusts himself and his ability, so he operates inside with the understanding of what he can and can't do, making that hard grab there on the cane after hopping from the other one, and then waltzing his way to the buzzer, hitting it the fastest anyone has yet.
And let's send it down to Marley, who's standing by with Drew Drechsel.
You made us all really nervous during the spider launch. Your shoes seemed to be slipping. What happened there?
I don't know, they were slipping. They weren't catching grip. I feel like I didn't wipe them off enough going into the run, and it definitely showed.
And then everything was really fluid. You went through the boot scoot, no issue, but you took a different approach on Sea of Poles than we've seen. How did you decide which ones you were going to grab?
So I was looking up that Lachey, and it didn't look too far, but going off that one static pipe to grabbing another one, I knew it was going to be tough, but it's going to save a lot of time. So I decided that if there was any time to go for it, this was now. Try to set a time that if I clear, I don't have to run again, because I'm not feeling well. And if I could just not do another run, save myself for later, that'd be ideal.
Well, it was a good approach. Save all your energy. Now, you got to the cane launch, you made it there in the semis, but didn't hook that second ring.
Yeah.
What did we do differently this time?
The first time I noticed I went too much at the ring. So when I caught, it's a straight drop down. This time, I kind of rose up and pulled away. That way when I hooked, it was behind the ring, and I got to swing with it as it's dropping rather than dropping with the dropping ring.
All right, and I do want to talk about one personal thing. You've become a father since we saw you last. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
How has that impacted your training?
It's impacted it a lot. I'm not training, so it's really hard, but it's very, very joyous. And I miss him today. It's the first time I've been away from town, not to see him in a full 24 hours, so it's rough, but I'll be excited to get back home to him soon.
Rough, but hopefully worth it. Only our second finisher of the day, so we'll see how it stacks up. Just one more person to go.
Yeah, thank you.
All right,
Thanks,
you.
Marley. Thank you.
Thanks, Marley. Yeah, as he said, he was feeling under the weather coming into this competition. It's hard for us to tell because he performs at such an elite level. And the final athlete in the men's division to take to the starters platform, Caden Lepsack.
Caden has been a dominating force in qualifiers and in majors. Here he comes in, settled at the top position in our semifinals. He's got the lock-off strength that you need, especially in the back half of the course. Has the technique and smooth moves. Even there, just slightly locking off one arm. It's almost like he's more comfortable at like a 75% lock off of the arm, where it's almost all the way extended, but almost locked off as well. It just shows he's got the strength. It gives him a little bit more control.
Oh, very smooth. Just skip that red hold, which is significantly better. But when you have the grip strength to do it, just match two hands on that green hold, and he's able to make it through.
I just can't say it enough how much these boys are making this ring swing boot scoot look easy. I mean, that is so tough to pull off, and they are literally just technique and muscling their way through it. It's such a tough obstacle. Don't believe me? Go set up a ring at your house, go below your waist height, and then try to swing on it.
I like that quick little transition to those two poles. 4 points of contact. He's going the traditional route through the sea of poles. I like this for the sake of efficiency. Oh, little slip up, but he catches with his hand, grabs the ring, and he's through that obstacle. Boy, look at that control, that strength.
There's that lock off. It's a huge, important move there. Move those hands. I can hear his mom's voice in the crowd saying, finish, come on. He's actually on a faster pace. If he just goes right here, he could beat Drew's time.
Wow, locks in that first move. One more big move up.
You can't turn yet. You have to hop first.
Hop first, then turn. Oh, and he misses.
You know, he did miss that, but he's shown that if, and now that he's gotten this far that fast, he will get another run at this course. He could beat Drew's time. Caden making really efficient moves through the sea of poles there. Now as he hops this out, he's really just missed his placement. It was far enough in, he could have just adjusted slightly to the right, and he would have been holding on.
And here are our top athletes advancing to the second round of this finals. Drew Dreschel leading the pack right now with a phenomenally fast time, 2 minutes and 24 seconds to complete the course. Right underneath him, our second finisher, Michael Torres. But a stacked lineup to round out the top 5. Caden Lepsack, who we just saw, Adam Rail, and of course, Daniel Gill, our Major 1 champion.
So we're gonna see that showdown, Daniel and Drew. But don't forget, Torres is the first to finish that course, and we also have our newcomer to the UNX, Adam Rail. This final is going to be outrageous.
It's time now for the top 5 women to square off for the Major 3 podium. But first, let's send it down to Marley Caden to set the stage for run 2.
Thanks, Evan and Grant. The ladies' final is a familiar story, the teens versus the vets. But today, 20-somethings need not apply. We have teenagers and 30-somethings, that's it, in our final 5 for run 2. Can Jessie Lebrecht take that top spot on the podium she's been yearning for, or will a teen topple her today? It's time to find out in run 2 of the women's final.
Thanks, Marley, as we head back to the start. And lining up for her second run, Mia Lazarevich.
All right, Mia making her way through the steps here. She's seen them before. This will be the 3rd time she's hit this course.
Big backswing into the spider there.
We've seen the spider start to slip on people. Drew's shoes were slipping the entire way through his course run, and he set our fastest time. Maybe when you get moving that fast, you know?
Mia currently in 5th. That's why she's our first female competitor to take a second shot at this course here in the finals. I'm interested to see what changes she makes to her first run.
One thing I've noticed is different is her pace. Right now she is moving. She's not really resting in between. Not that it's a big deal because she wasn't resting majorly in between, but she's keeping the flow going, the constant motion forward.
Very comfortable here on the loaded trapeze. One more swing before the dismount. Oh, 2 more swings. There it is. Just want to make sure that she makes it, and she does.
She's checking on time. Minute 23 off the clock. Still got around 2 minutes to go. So it's not as much racing the clock to finish right now as much as want to get as far as you can, fast as you can. A completed course is a great move. We haven't seen one out of a woman yet today.
Boy, that right hand grabs so low, but she holds on. Lines it up. This transition to the UFO can be really tricky.
Oh, man. Hands just went a little past center, driving towards the backside. Not even. As we talked about, a line drawn from hand to hand should be even, and it should cross the center point of the circle. And at that point, she was way too far forward, not across the center point, causing it just to miss on the UFO. Here she comes. Made the adjustment there.
This transition to the UFO can be tricky.
If it was more, just maybe 2 inches backwards, she would have lined up evenly and could have made that grab, but just missing. Still a great run, a series of runs even, to get her to this point in the finals.
And up next, Rachel Brown, here in the second round of our UNX Major 3.
Got a solid dusting of chalk going. You know how I love the chalk. Keeping those hands dry throughout this course run. Now, in her earlier runs, though, talking about the chalk, she chalked up between almost every single obstacle. At this point, it might be something she needs to not do. Sometimes we get that confidence from a little bit of extra chalk, but now you got to start laying it all on the line. It's a different game now here with the last 5 competitors.
Oh, just sticking to the spider wall like glue, unlike we've seen with other competitors.
Thundering her way through, and actually at the top of the course. Now there she goes chalking up, though, again, right away. I wonder if she's going to keep the beta that she maybe likes to have that chalk on the hands. It gives her a little bit of confidence, but every second does matter here. We also don't have a woman's finisher, though. So if you chalk up every time and you make it through the course in a lot of time, that's still a win, too.
I love that big dyno that she has on the rock wall run to get to that red hold. It's a big, significant hold, but you really have to charge after it in order to reach it.
Back to the chalk, as we saw there, but making a good hop.
Big swing here on the loaded trapeze. No trouble making that transition.
Rachel Brown is from the South, Nashville, Tennessee, so maybe she's used to the humidity, getting those hands sweatier. So now she's chalking up before everything here, but doing great work on this course.
About 1:16 to the end of the loaded trapeze. Good pace right now. I would love to see Rachel finish this course.
Rachel choosing to opt out of the chalk on that one. She must be hearing me announcing.
Plot twist. Interesting, and not going with the switch grip either on the PC pipe.
Which is tough. That makes that PVC a lot harder to hold on to. She's gonna slide her way over here. Not sure if that's necessarily lined up exactly, but very smooth and perfectly placing her hands even and down the middle.
Boy, that was so efficient.
Whoa.
Oh.
Gosh, that backside hand was just a little short. She could have carried her weight a little bit more forward so she had more room to reach, but she was extending very far to try to get around the backside of the unstable bridge.
Rachel Brown looked so good through that course. Every step of the way, especially here.
As she comes to dismount, I think she's going to throw here, and she could throw herself a little bit higher and a little bit closer. So she's shorted that arm a little bit and could just be a taxed out grip as well. As here another angle is how close she gets here. The higher you are, the more time you have to sink into the grab. And she's kind of driving by it as she just slips through.
Up next, Jordan Carr.
Jordan Carr coming out of Real Life Ninja Academy, a breeding ground for athletes of this caliber, coming all under Drew Dreschel, who's here competing. So you get to see coach, get to see his students, but also just knowing he's creating facilities where athletes are coming up in this sport and doing an amazing job out there.
Nice full extension, good control. Even a little bit of a switch grip there on the trapeze. Oh, slipping. I think she's got to be a little bit higher. What we're seeing is that the higher you are on that spider wall, the more grip there is. Whoa, oh my goodness. Unfazed as she dives to that finishing platform.
Wow. Notice she didn't even like hesitate going to that first grab, which has been some big pausing section for a lot of ninjas. In this final round of 5 top competitors, no one's hesitating anywhere. They're just charging it full send on this course. There we go. I do get kind of nervous about that trampoline. It's taking out a couple ninjas, not getting enough bounce. Ooh, she almost looked like she was going to link that.
Yeah, she definitely had that preloaded.
There it is. Yes,
and
she linked the last one.
Does it there on the last one.
That's how that arch works, is she's catching herself a little behind the bar so that way she can whip through and connect to the dismount. Not taking much rest here, though. Maybe she knows that it's going to be a race. We haven't seen any female finishers yet. She's going diagonally here. Wow, but making the grab. Wow.
Such a smooth grab on the UFO there. Really
was. Big hop here. Wow. It's interesting. More forward than up, but still managing to get your hands around.
Oh, and
that
peels
one.
off that second mini unstable.
Fast time at 1:48 though. Coming off of this spider right into the balance, she is charging it and slips right here, but managed to keep her foot up. Doesn't touch the ground there, so allows her to just keep on going in the competition.
So she made the transition from the slip and slide into the mini unstables, had the first grab effortlessly, and then got hung up here on the second grab.
She's swinging in between there. It looks like maybe her grip was starting to give out, but as she hopped to that second unstable bridge, she just drives right by it and those fingers slip. The frustration is there, but it could just be that her hands are tired, or when you get pumped, your hands don't open and close like you want. That might have been a factor as well.
And up next, taking her second run, Olivia Colasano. So now with 3 of the top 5 women having taken their second run through this course, Olivia Colasano is the only athlete remaining that can dethrone Jessie Lebrec. Olivia was so smooth in her first run through this course. Boy.
Olivia here heading to our third obstacle. All of these competitors, this is their third time on the course, so I don't expect them to have quite the hesitation as we've seen before, but does not make this obstacle easier. They're just starting to figure out the beta and the moves. Way faster that time going through there.
She mentioned she wanted to be quicker and more efficient through the first half of this course to save her strength for the back half, and it looks like she's doing exactly that.
I wonder if she's thinking about linking these here. There's that whip, but Olivia is currently in second place with a time of 2:32, getting out on the 7th obstacle. So finishing that obstacle at 2:32, but if she was just 12 seconds faster, she'd catch up to Lebrec.
Well, she saved a little bit of time there, linking the second to the third trapeze into the dismount, and now quickly up into the mini unstables. And then quickly up into the slip and slide.
She's moving quick and efficiently through this obstacle, but now comes, her grip is not centered right there. It's actually backwards just by a little bit, and definitely not wanting to start spinning on this one, but she's got a lot of grip strength. Very strong climber. She looks very relaxed in her shoulders, showing that she's got good trust of her grip strength ability. She's able to do it fully, relaxed arms. Now she could just kick backswing a little bit more there. Love to see it. There's the bigger backswing. And then you got to kick forward swing after it though.
Here's the thing, that was, I mean, she's so strong. She's got a ton of grip strength, endurance, but those extra swings are going to haunt her here on the joust drop.
But she did finish that obstacle faster than Jessie Lebrec. So that puts her above Jessie in the running right now. If she can finish this obstacle though, it'll put her ahead by far, charging Lebrec with the challenge of making it through this last obstacle as well.
Well, she doesn't waste much time getting up onto the joust drop.
Wow, she's just muscling that. Oh, but rushing just a bit too fast. Well, that leaves the opportunity for Lebrec to take her time and complete the course. But this is a great run, as she was moving faster than her last run, just kind of rushing the joust drop there, it looked like, sliding the pole off, but great run at Olivia.
Obviously, she wanted to complete this course, but she did what she needed to do. She completed the mini unstables and made it to the joust drop ahead of Jessie Lebrec's time, putting the pressure on her #1 seed. Let's send it down to Marley.
I know it must hurt not to have hit that buzzer, but congratulations are in order because you've secured your first podium spot at a major at a UNX competition. How do you feel?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Out of breath.
Out of breath, of course, naturally. You are so calm and composed. I call you the 15-year-old phenom behind the scenes because you have such a maturity about you. How do you keep yourself so calm going into every run?
I try to just stay focused on the course and not where I'm at and all that. I still, inside I'm freaking out, but I try to just, save it for before and after and focus on where I'm at on the course.
And you did something a little bit different today when you were coming out. I've seen you compete now at all the majors. You came out smiling and you high-fived all the kids. They usually come out very stoic, like you're preparing mentally. What was different about this run?
I think this time I was trying to just have a little more fun with it and see if I could, I had a good spot going into it, so I wanted to try to just have more fun with it and throw, commit to more things. I wanted to link those trapeze, but wasn't at the right angle.
You still did great. You finished the trapeze, which is really all that matters, and you placed. So congratulations on a podium finish.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thanks, Marley.
Olivia making her way into the top position, doing what she had to do, which was beat Jessie Lebrec's time of 2:20, completing the second to last obstacle. Now Jessie's got to rise to the occasion here. If she completes this whole course, she also takes home the win of the Major 3.
It all comes down to this. Jessie Flex Lebrec taking to the podium for her second round here at the Major 3 Finals.
Time to sit down, tune in. This is going to be a major run. Lebrec has been building momentum since the first major. She had a slight slip up, but since then has been able to dominate, coming in the Major 2 as a second place podium, and then now being the first in the prelims positioning to come into the finals right here. It's hers to win. She just needs to make it through this whole course, which I know she's got the strength to do so.
It'll be interesting to see her technique here because Olivia Colasano 8 seconds ahead of her, completing the mini unstables. So obviously Jessie wants a finish. She wants to complete the course to hit that buzzer. That's just who she is as an athlete. But she definitely needs to keep the pace moving, and just in the event that she doesn't make that finishing, in the event that she does not finish the joust drop.
Yeah, she hasn't a clue about the time here. The athletes aren't allowed to know what time they're supposed to beat. So she's just running this course right now, hoping to do it faster than what she maybe just thought she heard through the gym. But Jessie's got the ability to run this course fast. It's really going to come down to the slip and slide obstacle where it really starts to tax your grip, but you got to get through these other obstacles first. My number one advice to ninjas, be on the obstacle you're on. Don't get ahead of yourself.
So much control through the rock wall run and wasting no time getting on the loaded trapeze. Nice big swings. Jessie Lebrec, Ultimate Ninjas Naperville, her home gym. She's got to feel comfortable out there.
I liked how straight she was while she was going through all that. Now she can get through this next obstacle. If she starts it in the next 6 seconds, she'll have a full minute to complete it to still beat the time, and she's headed up there.
Nice efficient slides, just 2 moves there to get that sleeve over, and she immediately pulls that sleeve, but it got her a little sideways.
She's adjusting. Smart grab on the UFO. You can hear this crowd really getting behind her. Make these grabs. Wow, that was a little cockeyed, but she's straightening it up. If she keeps it moving here, she could win just by getting done with these faster.
Yeah, she's got to keep it moving. 20 seconds remain. Can she make it through this obstacle faster than Olivia Colasano?
And she's got it. Come on, make this dismount. She's got 12 seconds to dismount.
Gritting her teeth, bearing down, goes the dismount.
Wow.
2:04, and she has done it.
Now she knows she wants to finish this course. I don't know if she knows that she's won at this point, but can she bring home the victory with the final buzzer?
Reclaims the top spot, and you can see her fans there up front cheering her on, shouting Flex Lebrec.
That's awesome. She knows she can catch her breath here, has a whole minute. Now this next obstacle doesn't take a minute, so she's got a little bit of time. I know she wants that buzzer though.
Here we go. Can Jessie Lebrec be our first and only finisher of this finals course?
She's gonna have to use a lock off here. This is really important. She needs to pull up a little bit before she moves. Pull up. There it is.
One arm,
That'll
two
work.
arms.
Oh,
no!
man.
And she slips off yet again. But what a performance out of Jessie Lebrecht.
Flex Lebrecht showing them how it's done. All right, here we see Jessie scooting that over, but getting a little wonky on her swing. Able to arch back here and control with her core. Straightens up in only 2 forward and backward motions. Then lines up here for a really smooth transition, catching it evenly on the UFO. She managed to make it over here. That reach underneath there, though, you can see the bar just spinning and peeling out of her hands. One thing that's hard to note just by watching it is how slippery it is up there. That bar wants to roll out of your hands, so you're really over gripping to hold it in place. That is a tough bar to hold on to.
Take a breath. I have good news.
Yes.
From 12th place at Major 1 to 2nd place at Major 2 to 1st place at Major 3. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We didn't even need to best that joust to win Major 3.
I was just trying to give myself as much time as I could on that obstacle so I could rest and then really just try to go for it. And I did go for it. I just can't hold a spinning bar with one hand, apparently. So I got to work on that.
Well, the speed still got you the win, so what you were going for still clinched it for you. Now, how does it feel to finally reach the top of the podium in a UNX major?
It feels really good, especially them being at my home gym. I feel like I'm where I should have been all along, so I finally proved to myself that I'm still where I should be. So it makes me feel really good that my hard work is paying off.
And Olivia Colasano's last run put her ahead of your first run.
Yes.
And she stood right on the side the whole time you were going, cheering you on. How does the ninja community manage to be so kind and supportive to everyone?
I mean, it's just the best community out there, and I think it starts from a high level, where the high-level ninjas are like that, and it trickles down to the youth now, too, and it's just like, that's the way it is, and that's the only way it is. And so that's what we all have to do, and just to, like, be a part of this community is just so amazing, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, congratulations on a very well-deserved win and for being one of those role models.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And there you have it, the final results of our UNX Major 3 with Jessie Lebrecht taking the top spot, followed by Olivia Colasano in 2nd and Jordan Carr in 3rd. And what an amazing story for this season out of Jessie Lebrecht. Falling early in Major 1, getting to the podium but getting 2nd place in Major 2, and now to stand on the podium, take the gold here in Major 3.
And not to be missed, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place are teenagers. It was amazing to see them get out there and shine as the young guns are rising up out here.
Here we go, men's run 2. But first, let's go down to Marley, who has an update about some of the more controversial judging decisions that happened in our first round. Marley?
Some drama in round 1 of the men's final. Michael Torres was our first man to finish the course, but on the final obstacle, his feet brushed the mat. Our judges used instant replay and slow-mo to determine that the ruling of our main floor judge that it was just incidental contact was the correct definition. Now let me clarify this for you. Incidental contact means that an item of clothing or a body part can brush a mat or any part of the course surface as long as it doesn't help the competitor finish an obstacle. In this case, the judges ruled that Michael was not aided by his feet brushing the mat on the final obstacle. Kyle Soderman, however, was disqualified on the sea of poles because of the same incidental contact policy. He smashed into a truss, and the judges decided that it was too much force and that motion into the truss did help him in finishing the sea of poles and help him maintain his position on the pole. He did move on to the next obstacle, but was notified on that obstacle that he had been disqualified at the sea of poles, and that kept him out of run 2 of the finals today.
Thank you, Marley. All right, men's run 2 here at Major 3, and up first is Daniel Gill.
Daniel Gill starting with the yawn again. What is going on? I can't wait to talk to him to find out. Is it a breathing technique? Is he feeling tired? He's still performing well. If I talked to him about his last run, he'd probably tell me how he didn't feel like it went the way he hoped, but normal prayers here before he gets started. Just soaking it all in. Daniel gonna leave it all out there right now, though. He has been traveling, just came in from New York just a couple days ago, and so that could be affecting how he feels. Not sure quite what it is.
wasting no time through the agility steps. He can blaze through a course when he wants to.
It seems like he always wants to.
And it does.
Blazing through this balance. Nice little hop there. Smart as he runs through that. You can notice looking at his feet to make sure, sure-footed. You cannot reach out for a hold if you don't step on the right step first. Being on the obstacle he's on, taking a big yawn there again before the ring.
Leaning back. Oh, wow. I honestly didn't know if he had enough backswing there to make that connection.
Legs up high, hair grazing the ground.
Wow, so much flexibility, getting those feet way back over his head. Popping up, grabbing that bar.
2 yawns. I'm doing a yawn count now. Something's awry. Something's awry, or something is his move. I'm not sure. Here he is making a big toss. Points of contact with the feet first to slow down that banging into.
It was interesting the way that he had locked almost his shin against the foot to apply the pressure there. He almost did it again, slides off a little bit.
Now this is where he slipped last time, but he didn't rest going into this one. He just kept it moving. Daniel likes to attack a course.
He does.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay, that'll work. He has to adjust that backhand. Coming from one hole behind though. Oh no.
Wow, taken out again in the same spot on through the fence.
At 1:15 is when he lands, but time of completed obstacles last is when his time ends, which was very quick. So as he's reached forward, he had to adjust his backhand because he missed that first time. Now he's coming from a hole behind to grab that, which now puts that pressure on his wrist. You can see him grabbing it there. There's one opening behind the hold.
Well, a little shrug to the crowd. Obviously, he wanted to perform a little bit better than that, but as you said, the points in this major matter. We want to make sure that he can qualify for the championships. We don't want to see the last of Daniel Gill here at Major 3.
Our course crew there cleaning up. Drew Dreschel and Michael Torres, the only two to complete all the obstacles. Torres was the first to do it, but then Drew did it significantly faster. At 36 seconds plus 9 seconds, math, that puts us at 45 seconds faster. I did that in my head. Hope you guys are impressed.
Making his way to the starting platform, Adam Rail.
He is new to UNX, but qualifying and making it straight into Major 3. He's here to show up and show off.
He's got to be clean, he's got to be quick, and he has to get a finish at this point.
Adam Rail didn't score any points for Major 1 or 2, so he will not be able to get enough points here to make it to the championship. So he's in it for the bragging rights and the big check.
Well, already looking way more composed and in control every step of this course so far. This is where it gets a little bit tricky with the boot scoot.
I like seeing him do it though because he's got great flexibility, grabbing the top of the ring, the only one to do that. Has no problem, is literally coming down on the Lachey bar because he's got such a good swing.
Good swing and huge wingspan there. And look at that flexibility, legs all the way back.
It looks like he actually enjoys it because he's going through so smoothly. It didn't look like it taxed him at all. He's got a plan here, and I think his plan is to finish everything and to do it quickly. He's got just a little bit over a minute to finish it all. Couple obstacles standing in his way, 3 total he's got to get through. Fast move there. That was very efficient.
Nice 4 points of contact. Boy, he is put on a clinic.
He is
That is
moving.
exactly how you do it.
Now, last time we saw him get to that second to last hole, pull back and dismount. Does he have enough strength here to do it again? Makes it hard to match, though. He knows that. There it is, again from one hole behind. That is a tough technical move. Now he's gonna have to get on it, though, if he wants to finish. and beat Drew's time. 20-some seconds to finish it all. Great accuracy. Last time it was accuracy that got him.
Going for the transition. Oh, and he
can
gets
do it
caught
again.
up.
Can't lose steam here. There it is. Get off of there. Get off of there.
And Adam Rail hits the buzzer at 2:30, maybe just under 2:30.
The boys in the crowd taking the bow with him. The signature move by Adam Rail to bow to the course, bow to the audience. Sign of respect for the course and how hard it was. Taking a big lay down there. That was a great run. Fight all the way through. I love his flexibility here on the boot scoot. As he pulls back, he opens his legs wide so he can swing and lay back, almost letting his arms rest with that kind of flexibility. Here he is hopping down, and that whole thing dropping is so tough to hold through. Rebuilds his swing. Doesn't get it done fast enough to beat Drew Dreschel's time, but does finish the course and beats Michael Torres' time.
Time to stop that watch, because you finished.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, time to stop the watch. It worked this time.
It did work this
Better.
time. Everything executed exactly how you'd hoped?
Well, minus a little slip up at the end. Yeah, but timing-wise, plan-wise, that was about what I was looking for. Yeah.
So you flew through the first half. You get to the boot scoot. You have a slightly different technique than everyone else that we've seen. You do a one-armed grab to the bar. Now, is that to protect your elbow, or is that just how best you like to get at it?
More the latter. Yeah, I think it's, for me, it's just an efficiency technique. Scooping the legs back, straddle, sort of L-sit is efficiency from gymnastics, so kind of kicks you up, a little bit less torque on the grip. And then also reaching out with the one arm. Again, less torque on the grip. Ultimately, that's sort of the deciding factor, so you got to protect yourself where you can.
And then you went through, no issues, sea of ropes, through the fence, there you go. And then we got to the canes of that second one. You got us all a little scared there, but you managed to pick your legs up. What was going through your mind when you were losing your momentum there on that second one?
Yeah, so I thought I had it. I mean, I felt like I had enough in the tank. Ultimately, thankfully, I did, but when I missed it on the first time, I've never done anything quite like that. So for a split second, sort of allowed myself a weakness, and I thought, this might not go the way I wanted to. The second I felt it, knocked that thought out, just tried it again. Give it your best shot, that's all you can do.
Knock that thought out, put your feet on the ground, hit that buzzer. Congratulations.
With that run, Adam Rail bumping himself into second place, but also becoming one of the three to finish the entire course.
And that puts a lot of pressure on Michael Torres, as well as Caden Lebsack. He beat Michael Torres' time by quite a significant margin. And up next, Caden Lebsack. Caden looking very strong and very fast. He is gunning for that top spot, trying to steal it away from Drew Dreschel right now. In pretty good shape with his points leading into the championships, but a podium will certainly help that. He is a young competitor, and he is charging after it right now.
Caden already using that lock off there. You can see 75% arm bent. It's just a little bit more control.
Now, under 30 seconds to the boot scoot. He's got a great pace going right now, and that's exactly what he needs.
Caden with a straight pull-up on that bar. That has not to be overlooked. It's a very tough move. He's got the grip to do it, though, so pulls himself up, skips using his feet. At this point, that move can save seconds. I think that's where his head's at here, is really keeping moving. Because, again, he's about 1 minute left on the clock here to finish everything.
That grip strength is unreal. You wouldn't know it by the look on his face. He's so calm, but that takes so much endurance. And now, staring down the cane launches, he has enough time
He's on
to
track.
beat Drew Dreschel.
He's going for it, no rest.
Oh, comes up
the
short.
accuracy. Oh, man. The accuracy got him there just outside of the ring. Had enough time to beat Drew's time. Went for broke, though. I can appreciate the full sin. It takes some time to get through that and make the transition. Right here on the boot scoot, making it moves, quickly hopping along. Now here again, as he makes his final move, he's slightly locked off as he transitions over there. Pulls back and removing his hands quick enough to not throw a center of balance backwards. Now here's right outside. You can see the right. He actually hits the ring. With the chance of trying to hit the ring with the end of that pole is so tough the way he did. And he still managed to. It's just a slight miscalculation.
I think it's harder to hit the ring itself than to make it through the center of the ring. And up next, Michael Torres.
Michael Torres in his last run showing up huge, being the first to complete the course. That usually starts the sin train, everyone else realizing it's possible, but man, he's got to do it again, you know, rising to the occasion again like that. Let's see how it works out. I mean, I know that the little bobbles last time actually fired up the engines for him.
He's certainly got to do it again, and he has to do it faster.
And it looks like he's trying to do that.
Very speedy right now, doing what he needs to do. Michael Torres has to beat Drew Dreschel's time. He's the last competitor in our top 5 with a shot of knocking Drew out of that top spot. If he doesn't, then Drew's time will stand and he'll take first place. But Michael Torres out with something to prove right now.
Wow, yes, the way he engages. Even there, he tosses himself slightly to the right so he could dismount faster. Those are all moves he's making calculated so that he can get off the obstacle quicker. So you see the little bit of extra time there it took to get to these 2 poles. We're talking seconds, but that's what matters here in this final round.
I love the efficiency of the 4 points of contact. It really is a lot easier on your body to absorb the impact and not rely solely on your grip strength. Very smooth. And this is where that efficiency counts. If he can make it through the fence.
He's already matching on each hold, though, which means he's either tired or he just is hoping to save some grip. Now you see that grimace happening. If he matches here, he can dismount. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight.
Boy, he is gritting
hold
down.
Tight, hold tight.
Is it enough? The judges are giving it to him. Momentum carried him over the finishing platform, and now he's up into the canes.
Wow, he's going. It's got to be a straight pull out here.
He's got to put it all on the line. The transition, and he slips off.
My goodness, but Torres leaving it all out there. If you're going to fall, that's how you want to do it. He had to come in big. It's frustrating if he wanted first place, but also if he wanted to beat Adam Rail's time. Now he secures himself the 3rd place position, though, because he was one of the 3 to finish. He keeps his run from the first time, completing all the obstacles. He was just trying to do it faster. Michael Torres here on the ring, hopping, but was going so quick. I think that grip was really taxed, especially that grip where he's holding onto one pole, as we saw him doing that same motion to dismount the last obstacle. You know it's tired. He gritted his way out of that one and didn't rest much to go straight into that cane.
And that will do it. Drew Dreschel takes the top spot here at UNX Major 3. He's not going to take his second run, but here's a victory hit of the buzzer.
Yeah, Drew Dreschel coming out there doesn't have to do a victory lap. It's crazy to hear in his strategy earlier, he was saying, you know, I don't really want to do another run, so I'm going to run fast now. And it paid off for him.
It really did. And Marley Caden is standing by with Drew Dreschel to celebrate right now.
I think today's headline can best be described as "The Flu Can't Stop Drew." How do you feel about that one?
It's pretty catchy, but I don't want to get used to that.
We hope today is the only time we have to use that. Yeah. How has being sick impacted? Obviously, you still did well enough to win, but in terms of how you're feeling, how was it competing ill?
Well, it actually brought me flashbacks to my first couple seasons where I don't remember running the course and everything's cloudy and tunnel vision just because I keep falling back there. Like, I just keep getting dizzy. But just running the course and not like having a clear mind has just brought me back to the first couple seasons, and I've got a little more athletic ability than I used to, so I can do things and adapt to it. But it was definitely a tough course. I wish that I got to throw everything I had up my sleeve, but it wasn't necessary. And I'm excited to go to finals, and hopefully I'm feeling better by then.
And of course, our last major, you mentioned it, our championship's coming up. You've already qualified with today's win.
Yeah.
How are you going to prepare yourself for that?
I'm going to try to get better. That's about it. I'm going to try to keep ready for anything, because as we see out here, there's a lot of new stuff that we've never seen or done before, so I just got to be ready for anything.
Ethan Swanson is up to challenge you guys for that championship, so I hope that you're ready. Rest fluids, and we'll see you at the championships. Congratulations.
Thank you, Marley. Thank you.
Thanks, Marley. And here are the results of the UNX Major 3 men's final. Drew Dreschel taking the top spot, the first time he's placed first in a UNX major. And right underneath him, Adam Rail with his first trip to the UNX majors, getting the second place spot.
It does make me wonder what would happen if Adam Rail got in the game earlier on. The championship is going to be wild, though. Michael Torres not only getting third place, but qualifying for the championship. So excited to see him.
And with that, the top 8 have secured their spot in the UNX championship. On the women's side, we have Jordan Carr, Rachel Brown, Kylie Hughes, Elena Borges, Maggie Owen, Olivia Colasano, Jessie Lebrecht, Barclay Stockett. And for the men, Sam Folsom, Caden Lebsack, Daniel Gill, Kyle Soderman, Drew Dreschel, Michael Torres, Donovan Matoyer, and Jake Murray. So that concludes the action for Major 3, and the stage is set for the men's and women's champions to be crowned here at Ultimate Ninjas Naperville. But for now, on behalf of Marley Caden and Grant McCartney, I'm Evan Dollar. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back at the UNX Championship.